The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, hello out there. You just tuned in to Between the Sheets with Fireblaze Lane.
That would be me. And Miss Silky.
And that is me. And guess what? We finally got a guest on. This is our second show, so we're very excited here. So we're going to say hello to Miss Keisha Cali.
Hi, Miss
Hello,
Keisha.
ladies. Thank you so much for the awesome invite. I'm excited.
That's right.
We're
So just like we're going to tell our audience, Miss Keisha, you're on this panel because Fireblaze and myself, you know, we want to give back. We want people to be in love. We want everybody to get together. And we're going to touch on some touchy subjects that people are afraid to ask or even talk about. So this is an adult show, and yes, callers. Like I said, if you're listening, you're welcome to call in. So we're definitely going to put that number up pretty soon to have you call in. But let's talk about this past weekend. It was Mother's Day weekend, and we're all mothers.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day, ladies.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the queens and beautiful women out there that have been mothers. And don't think because you didn't have a child, you don't know that you probably inspired someone to be a mother.
Village.
That's right. It takes a village. So with that said, you know, a little talk like, Phyre, how was your weekend?
My weekend was non-stop. I had a great weekend. It was my daughter Kathleen's birthday on Sunday. So from Friday, she declared it, you know, her weekend.
Oh, okay.
So,
Declaration.
You know, right? The girls came up and we just had a ball. I spent the entire weekend with her. She went to Powerhouse on Saturday.
Okay, now.
Nice.
You know, and
Did you go?
it's nice. It's nice to see her enjoy herself. You know, that's my baby.
Oh,
Right?
That's right. Miss Keisha, how about yours?
well, my weekend I was always busy, of course, with my grandbabies. But Mother's Day was beautiful. I went to breakfast with my mom, my grandmother, my daughter. 5 generations of us. My aunt.
Beautiful.
We had breakfast, and my daughter brought me this beautiful elephant necklace.
Oh, nice. Yes, yes.
My son came through with beautiful flowers and cards. I just had the 2. So they made sure that I felt, and you know what, I want to give a shout out to my mom because, you know, it was Mother's Day, but my mom always makes it a point to make sure that my sister and I feel special. Like, no matter what holiday it is, if we have a boo, not a boo, kid, no kid, she always makes it a point to make us feel special, and I love her for that.
That's right. Your mom is a very giving person. Because usually, you know, we have relatives that's like, this is my date. You know, like, I deserve it all. Right, I deserve it all. You know, but the fact that she shared, because she also knows that you guys are mothers too, that she makes it a joyful thing, and that's really beautiful. Well, for me, I'm just going to have everyone laugh. One, my daughter was out of the country, so...
Oh.
Yeah, but she definitely, she was working, and, you know, she definitely texted me and wished me, you know, a happy Mother's Day. But I also was laid up because I had my 5 minutes of fame on national television, and I fell.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
So I was in pain over the weekend, although the camera didn't pan down on me, thank God.
Yeah,
but I'm like on this left side.
You know, once after a certain age, Silky, when you fall, you're just not right no more.
Well, don't say that.
I know. Like, wow. This made me...
I'm going to wish you a speedy recovery because I love you.
Well, that, you know what? That is a true point, that once you do hit, you know, a certain age...
It takes us so long.
The body takes a long time to heal if you're not in shape.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Or you didn't have other incidents that have happened to you along the way, even when you were in shape.
Right.
You know, and that's why you have to listen. That's right. That's why you have to listen to older people when they say, hey, you better wear a sweater on. Don't be try to be too cute, knowing that it's cold out there. You can catch pneumonia and stuff. But all of that stuff sits in, and then later, bam. Mm-hmm. You know, those things hit you. Your knees is hurting and all that kind of madness like that. Right. And that comes from not taking care of yourself along the way.
Right.
You know, even though you're young and hot.
Get it like that.
Right.
You need to protect yourself at all times. So, no, I think it's more so because I was in a car accident and I was holding a child. I was holding one of my babies, and I didn't want the child to get hurt. And so, you know, you lock up kind of thing. Right, muscle relaxer, you know, good massage. Since this is a show about love, good massage. Anybody who's a great masseuse out there, definitely give me a call.
Right? I know a couple.
So speaking of which,
you
know a couple.
You know,
I'm gonna, you know, the gentleman, if you're listening, I would love for you to call back. But if you don't call back, he left us with a word called
Kunyara.
That's right.
Yes. I studied and I read. That was very interesting.
Very.
It's from Rwanda. So it's an African practice.
An old African tradition, as a matter of fact.
Right. But in layman's term, it's all about squirting. But on a more like
now say, hold up.
level. No, it was. If you just
squirting,
black and white, that's what it is.
Hold on.
I'm going to be honest, because if you just read the articles, you know, it's the water. They call it the water. That a woman needs to release the water. And there's a tapping that happens, and it releases her. And they were saying that it is necessary for a woman to experience this because it actually releases
So squirting is not pee.
You know,
no.
I will say this. I have no idea. Let me look in this camera.
So you've never
have
squirted?
No idea. No.
Oh.
Did you just look at me like that?
Oh.
I will say this is TMI, you guys.
Well, this is the reason why we have this show.
Okay,
you know, so we could. It has to be normal. I have a problem. Yeah, Kunyana. Well, okay, so
What's the name
we're going to say that.
Kunyana is Kun. If those who want to look it up, it's Kun.
Y-A-R-A.
Okay, Y-A-R-A. Right.
Kunyara.
And what it is although to me squirting is disrespectful. It's the ghetto way of saying it. Because
in layman's terms.
Because some females have not, I'd say, developed the art of the old tradition, African tradition, and they do end up peeing. So,
I would have
and if they don't drink a lot of water,
well, I just Kanye.
So, listen, I'm going to break it down to you.
Go ahead.
What it is an old African tradition, and it doesn't happen in women. What they do is they take young girls and they put them out into the forest, or I would say out into the village, and they have the girls to either, you know, touch themselves or to each other,
right,
to create the kunya, to release water, pure water.
What?
And go ahead.
Well, it wasn't that, yes, but they were out there to elongate the. Is it the
What's
labia?
the definition of elongate?
To make longer. To stretch.
Right.
To stretch.
That we need to stretch.
Right. So they would actually.
That's right.
Pull. Or like the young women,
or rub,
would and help each other.
They would help each other
to elongate, so that you could achieve the kunyara.
Right.
There's another word.
So they helped each other masturbate longer to be able to squirt.
They're not masturbating.
No, they're
so
not.
It's not a masturbation now. And what happens is that they when they become of woman age, then for the men to keep her achieving the kunyana, they take the penis and rub it just only up and down on the clitoris.
They don't penetrate.
Not correct. There's no penetration whatsoever.
Right. It's like a tap.
And this is really this is really an African tradition. I mean, and you guys can all look it up. It's something that is practiced with the young girls. So when they get older, they will be self-satisfied and pleasure.
Wow. I have just been educated.
That, yeah.
Well, that's the whole point of the show. I mean, we want to be able to. We want everyone to live full and healthy lives, and there's a lot of women who are unhappy, and they depend on the men to make them happy, not only financially but sexually. And we should not have to be, because women are already an amazing machine that God has created, that we can have literally almost 100 orgasms a day, and that is a true fact. And it's run off it's run off of our emotions. Like if you're super happy, we can have an orgasm. This is the reason why commercials and stuff have made us seem like we're so filthy. They do the Dush commercials and we keeping it. This is a real show,
right? Why isn't it?
Because of the fact that we constantly have orgasms, as well as it is so sensitive, and it's the cleanest thing on our body. Is the reason why I develop discharges if anything foreign affects the pH balance off of
right.
it. So with that said, this is the reason why we have to be educated, because of course the street or layman terms, as Fireblood said, they make everything seem so dirty, or they make everything seem so, and it's really the miseducation of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. But seeing that just like that, like you're getting all kind of stuff, it makes you feel uncomfortable. And especially with
me? Oh, no. No.
She
said, I am not uncomfortable.
Oh, no.
Okay, we got it.
No. That's just because I'm a little chilly. No, but and I don't want to put my jacket on.
You want my sweater?
No, it's good. But no, I'm definitely comfortable in all of my sexuality, and however and whatever I do with myself and how I handle myself. I feel that I've always told my daughter coming up, and I still say it to this day, and I said to my granddaughter, your private parts is like jewelry. You don't let nobody touch your jewelry. You don't let people come play with it. You treat it, you keep it clean. You know what I mean? You hold it to your finest possession. So that's your body's jewelry. And we have to make sure that we maintain it a certain way.
Right.
So no matter how or whenever you see me, my jewelry box will not be what you relate when it comes to me.
Now, and I understand that, because in our culture, we, the pocketbook, or we've always had some name for some body part of ours. But unfortunately, when it comes down to a horrible incident and it goes to court, it doesn't stand in the case of court, because they want the actual medical names about what happens to you in case you were raped or molested and stuff.
Right.
So this is where we fail, because at the same time, I understand the metaphor of saying how you should value yourself, but you also need to give them the proper names of what this is on their body.
Oh, no. She's an adult now.
Oh, so, no.
Yeah,
I'm just talking about at the time. I'm just talking about at the time when raising up and what you have said. And the only reason why I'm bringing this to attention, not personally to you, but out here to the audience, so they can understand the difference when we're telling our children, don't let nobody touch your pocketbook, or don't let your jewelry, your jewelry box, what your money maker. See, these things these words do not hold up in court. God forbid, in case your child has ever been molested or raped. So we have to face reality to do the medical terms of our body parts. than just how, we've always had that style, that slay words, those, you know what I'm saying? We create those type of words. But in reality, this is the reason why so many cases do not get charged for those child molesters that are out there or whatever the case may be, because of the terms that we've raised our kids, because I just know the ignorance of the 500 years of post-slave traumatic of how we approach sex, how we deal with sex, period, and how we're uncomfortable, or how I even know, like, my parents didn't teach me sex education. We had to learn it in school. You feel me?
Right.
Or you learned it in the streets. Mm-hmm. So we have to change that and I'm saying this mostly to the older generation, because the now generation, they have it. I think it's because internet and we're more out there in the whole bit.
I actually grew up with my mother insistent on us using the proper terminology.
That's great.
Even if you had to urinate, there was no, do you have to go pee-pee? There was none of that.
Yeah, that's great.
My mother would say, you have to urinate, you have to defecate.
Yeah, I'm definitely a realist. I mean,
but the majority of.
You have the majority of. And nowadays, you have to be able to speak to your children in a way that they will relate. Mm-hmm. So, in a sense of my grandmother, per se, it was, they're older and it's certain things you don't say,
Right.
However, when it comes to my generation and me teaching my children, I know that in a certain sense, you may not be able to say, he touched my pussy, but you can say, he touched my jewelry box. I know what that means. And when my mama come, I'll be able to tell you. Because now I'm not getting suspended for saying pussy or
but
dick.
you're supposed to say vagina. That's what it is. And this is the subject what I'm talking about.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Vagina, penis, however they word it.
Right.
If it's not worded correctly when they were in school or around a certain environment at church, it's wrong.
Right.
So I definitely get what you're saying.
Right.
And
and speaking of getting what we're saying, if you get what we're saying, you need to call us right here on Between the Sheets, 323-293-3375. We want to hear from you callers, or talk about how, it was told to you when you were growing up, about sex, or really about your body parts. And, these type of things we need to get out, because we do have a lot of older generation that don't believe that their kids should get this type of education at a young age. Mm-hmm. We do have a lot of people like, oh my God, that's so forbidden, and let's talk about it, because this is how we mean it.
I want to ask you, if your child is 8 years of age or older, are they pregnant?
Interesting.
When you take your child to the hospital, if it's a little girl and they're over the age of 8, they have to ask them, are they pregnant?
Right. Because when I did the educational field, I actually had a little girl that was 11 years old, and she was pregnant.
As long as she can have a menstrual cycle.
That's right. And they started at 7. Yeah, started at 7 years old.
Started at 7.
So young.
Yes.
No, that's been for a long time.
That's a lot of hormones.
Especially when they're super active.
And it's hormonal.
It is hormonal, that too.
Maturity.
And then whatever the guideline, whether your mother or your grandmother started early or they started late, it goes by
That's how it is in our family.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, I being in the foster industry, and working in a lot of different treatment facilities, I think a lot of it is based on what they eat, because our food has so many hormones to make the cow or the chicken.
They come out here hairy already.
Right. And they're maturing way too fast.
I mean, their body has hair. You seeing pubic hair and everything else super thin at the time. But I mean, the kids like mustaches and a whole bit before they're even getting out of elementary school. Right. So definitely, the food ties into it. But with all of these things that are against us, this is I'm happy that we're doing this show so we can stay awake, right?
Yeah, stay woke.
That's it.
Yeah.
Stay awake.
Just have to be able to relate and, be able to communicate with generations on a different level.
Right.
I see that in you a lot when you're out and all that. You're able to relate amongst your peers, the ones that
I continue to grow. I continue to grow. We got a caller. Caller. Hello, caller.
Mm-hmm. Hi, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm here. This is Bakersfield, California, calling in.
All right. Speak up a little bit.
Hi, what's your name?
This is the Extraordinaire.
Oh, the Extraordinaire. How you doing?
Hey.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
Call in and tap into the topic for the evening.
Okay. Well, we got a lot. Look, we got a lot of talkers. What's on your mind? What can we do for you? Or do you have any comment about what we said, or what's on your mind that we can get into talking about?
Well, I have a problem with being in love. I tend to want to love and don't get love back. You ladies got some advice for me?
Okay. Well, you said love. You give love, but you're not getting love back.
Can you give us an example?
Right.
Like they just hate you, that from jump, they don't give you any play.
Because what do you mean by not loving you back?
Yeah.
Well, not giving me what I deserve.
Mm.
What I deserve.
Okay.
Not being worthy, not having the fortitude to give me what I deserve.
And what do you deserve?
Well, I would say if I scale that question on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say I deserve right about a 9.6. Commitment.
Come on.
Okay,
now.
commitment is one.
Of communication.
Okay.
So I would say everything right around a 9.6.
Okay, communication and commitment. Mm-hmm. Commitment is kind of hard with men. Generally, I'm not saying it's all men. Majority of the time, commitment is hard. It's it's something that has to drag out of them to get that I do. And do you have to have that I do? Can you not have just a relationship with somebody who adores you or to cater to you and know that that is your best friend and allow for that person to have the space to finally say, hey, I want you?
That's what I need.
Okay.
That's what I need.
See, I'm going to say that women do try to force the issue upon a man because we've been raised to believe so. Like when you get a man, he's supposed to do this and he's supposed to do that. But let me say this. I'd rather have a best friend that is there for me at all times, no matter what, and allow for him or her, I'll just say him and her because, it's not a very selective show here, to allow that person to have plenty of space, growth, whatever the things that they need to do before they're ready to say the I do or to settle down. Most of the time, I think divorce happens when you force a situation upon somebody and they're really not ready, but they don't want to hurt your feelings. What
do you do when you are with someone? Do you outline your expectations? Do you have a conversation with them? And how long before you notice that it isn't working? So you have never had a relationship that worked? Is my other question.
It's a question. I'm going to have to say no because I'm currently single and I've had many of relationships, so none that have worked.
Can I say that? Go ahead.
Okay. When you say that it doesn't work, what's your last deal breaker from your last relationship? What was the deal breaker? I
often have my kindness taken advantage for weakness.
Okay, so when you are being kind, are you excessive in your kindness at the beginning? At what point do they take advantage of you?
Right.
Extremely excessive in the beginning. I've been told that I am, I tend to tell people that I'm sensitive, but a great friend of mine told me to change that up and to say that I'm uber sensitive because I'm more sensitive than normal.
Okay.
But I would say that I get taken advantage right about at the 6-month mark of dealing with someone.
Right about now.
Okay, so
Can I
go ahead.
if I may?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, extraordinaire?
Yes.
Hi, this is Keisha.
Hey, Keisha, how you doing?
I'm good. If I may, can I offer you to redefine what you're saying is the love that you're giving? Because I'm not downplaying your actions or what you do or how you feel, but love has so many definitions.
Yes, it does.
And maybe this is not love that you're displaying because you're so eager for it that you're probably missing the target. And, at 6 months, you can't put a time on love.
Right.
But nowadays, there's a lot of things going on. People have been through a lot. And the older you are, the more you have to channel to get through to that point of opening up again to be loved. So maybe because you're so ready and you're already at that meeting point, they have some things that they have to get through to get to where you are. And because you're so willing and ready, you're like, oh, because I love you, I'm going to do this. And because I love you, but loving someone, being in love with someone, loving and caring for someone is two different things.
And so I'm going to add into that because I'm more of a realist, and it's about behaviors.
Right.
My question, not a question. I would love for you to, on top of Keisha saying to reevaluate yourself, are you giving yourself enough time before you get into the next relationship? Because when you don't do this, you're carrying baggage from your past relationships. And you really have not you haven't gotten this out of your system. And you probably do not realize you're carrying it over into the next relationship. And this is the reason why you're ending up at a dead end.
That's profound. That's profound.
Yeah. So, sometimes, unfortunately, we got to knock down the pride and we have to check ourselves because, check it out, it takes two. It's never you or the other. It takes two. And you can only allow somebody to mistreat you or the whole 9 yards if you allow it to be. And that if that's happening to you, then now I suggest for you to take time out, go through some meditation, read some, self-help books, or even get counseling to deal with some issues that's causing you to end up in this same thing, because it could go all the way back to how you was raised or things that was going on with you in your childhood and stuff, and your expectations have been transferred over into your relationships if none of your relationships have been successful.
Right, you're right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome
because we're here. Yeah, this is what this show is about. I want people to heal. This is definitely for healing, love and healing. And I don't want anyone to get an idea like, oh, it's all about sex. No, it's not about sex. Sex is being a female and a male. That's really what sex is about. Mm-hmm. Okay, but the point of intercourse or the point of mingling or being spiritual with each other and sharing that positive energy has to be equal. You cannot share your type of spirit with somebody's spirit that is not positive.
Right.
And if you have a lot of things that is going on with yourself, the point is, this is where the self-check comes in. We have to cleanse ourselves. We can't do anything for the other person, but be a loving, giving, caring person if they want to receive it. But if they don't want to receive it, you got to let that go. You can't force that into anyone.
And I say that all the time. Like, you can't be a mother to anyone if you're not mothering yourself, if you're not feeding yourself, if you're not clothing yourself, bathing yourself. How can you develop those habits into anyone else? I can't wife you if I'm not wifing myself. If I'm not giving me the best of me, how can I give you the best of me? You know, in anything, we have to be that what we want.
Yeah. And so, my sister, I'm saying this to you. I want you to love yourself. Mm-hmm. I'd rather for that 9.6 be about you to love yourself, not in a selfish way or a self-centered way, but to generally love yourself, because once you love yourself, then that's going to pour out to receive love from somebody else. They're going to feel that love and they can't help but reciprocate it.
Right. I always say to be self-full, not selfish.
Right.
You know, take some time to get to know what you want. And with that list of expectations, it's not going to be met.
No.
Understand that no one is perfect. No one. You cannot go out there and find this. I think the misconception, people say, I want my other half. Mm-hmm. Not your other half. You need a whole person. What if their half is the same inadequacies that you have? What if they're messy, you're messy, two messy people, right, don't need to be together.
We don't want that.
Right, and we should be complete. And our expectations should be where they can actually be met. And small goals. You don't want a person. We're like, you have to have everything in the kitchen sink, and you know. And who is that perfect?
One step at a time.
Who is always going to be so loving all the time? Who is always going to be always present? We have things. We have stuff.
I love it.
You know, we're people, right?
Right, we're people.
So in doing that, you want to be with that person. So really get to know that person.
Takes work.
You know, not how you're going to change them once we're together.
Right.
Like, do I really like you? They should be your friend. Mm-hmm. The person that you should be with should be your friend. And the first person you should be a friend with, like Keisha said, is yourself.
Is yourself.
And once you do that, you be in like, then love will happen.
Yes.
Because you're not going to be in love every day. You're not going to get the butterflies.
It'll establish itself.
Right. But you must be in like. You must be in like. You have to like the person you're going to wake up to every day. Or if you don't live together, you know, are you that person that I'm going to call to say good morning? Mm-hmm. You know, good night? Mm-hmm. You know, just...
Be that last one, that first one.
Right. I want to be your first thought and your
get in my sheets.
Yeah. I hope that helps.
Yeah, I hope that we all had helped you on this. And trust me, please call us. We're here every Monday, every Monday night from 7 to 8. And or just hit up one of our websites and our Instagram. And glad to, help you out. That's right. Because we have to support each other. We really do.
Yes.
And I think that is the issue. I really think you need to take time out for yourself.
Yes. A pleasure speaking with you.
And you have it right. That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to give us a call.
Right.
Man, I appreciate you, and we love you very much.
Most definitely.
Yes, thank you for your support.
Yeah, because that's that happens to be part of our issues of not realizing that we're holding a lot of baggage, and we don't want to face the fact that there's trust issues.
People don't like to face their truths.
Yeah, that's right. And trust issues.
We say we want the truth.
Exactly.
Like, you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle
the
truth.
That real black and white, people don't show up. They're not authentic.
So you know what?
And social media doesn't help.
No, not at all. I mean,
people can
everything.
Become whoever they want to be.
And we're trying to make our characters into the things that we're watching or listening to, when we should just be ourselves.
Yes.
But you know what, Phyre? I wonder if Keisha knows about the love language.
Oh, a cool ride. I call you right.
Do you know any of the love languages, Keisha?
I call you right. A new ride? Can you ride? Can't get right.
We talked about.
You know what?
That's a love. No, that's another type of love language right there.
I don't.
Okay, well, Phyre is good on that.
There are 5, and you know what?
Girl, give them to me.
I don't know if I can remember all of them, but we're going to go
give me
with
3.
some of them.
Because she went over 2 of them last week.
We have the affirmation,
right,
which is people that respond to, hi, beautiful, how are you? Oh, you look so pretty today. Or I really appreciate you in my life.
Okay.
We have those people. Or do you like to cuddle? Affection. Some people are touchy-feely, some people aren't.
Right. Oh, you asking me?
Right. These are love languages.
Yeah, we can put you in the hot seat. You're in the hot seat right now.
I like to cuddle, girl. I like that. Hold me down.
Okay, so you like affection.
Yes.
Yes. So you like the public display, the hold my hand.
Sometimes. I'm with Extraordinary on that. That 96, I'm the other 4%. I mean, but it's not that.
She said 4%.
Because I really haven't been out in a long time, so I wouldn't even it doesn't really matter because we probably be joking around or something anyway. And
so another girl, you'd be like, stop.
But let me ask you.
Tap, love tap.
But you can hold my hand, yeah. Yeah, you can.
I think I like. Do you like holding hands?
I love holding hands.
Yeah,
I do.
I think I'm a hand holder sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
I like
Leo,
this too.
So I love.
Oh, you
love,
sometime me.
But yes, I'm very much the cat. Rub me when I ask you.
Oh, you know what? No, touch me, damn it, and don't make me ask. Hell.
As a matter of fact, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to say right now, you guys need to call in Between the Sheets right here with Fireplace Lane and myself, Silky D, and our guest, Keisha Cali, 323-293-3375.
Yes,
that's 323-393-3375. Or you can definitely check us out on MorrisMediaLive.com if you don't want to call in. But, check it out. I know it's brave for people to call in, but we're, as you can see, we're really putting it out here so we can heal each other and help each other out. And sometimes it takes, for you to get it out and talk somewhere. You don't have to mention your name, so don't worry about it. You could be anonymous. Right. But if you do mention your name, that's cool too.
It takes a village of vaginas.
Ignore this one right here. But yes, because the world is run by 4 inches.
Yes, not penis.
But check it out. Speaking of 4 inches, 4 inches.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask.
That's from the rooter to the tutor. But I do know that we do have different shapes.
Yes.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Is 4 inches referencing the woman or the man?
The woman.
Okay, because it was going to be a problem because he wasn't reaching the rooter or the tutor. Okay? Get me back to square A here. Okay? Get me back
Well,
to
men come in different sizes in length, right?
And shapes.
And shape.
Okay.
But women...
Oblong.
From women... Inside of us is 4 inches, no matter what. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's why I said the world is ran by 4 inches. Now,
that's all we get.
Hold on.
No, it elongates.
Now it's
there's that word again.
Okay, so with that, it is medically known. Mm-hmm. So with that, though, but we do come in different type of shapes on the outside of us, though. Mm-hmm. Just not the inside.
And I didn't know that until I was about 21.
Yeah, you got to go like this.
No, you might be shaped as a horseshoe.
Right.
Right. Or you might be shaped,
Oh, is that what you sent me?
Yes.
What's your shape?
Yes, what's your shape?
Oh, what's your shape?
Ladies don't know this. Trust me, they do not. I bet you they was like, what? Right. I bet you they don't know. Right. They really do not know that you have a shape down there.
It's it said from Barbie to
from a Barbie
to a puff, right?
A puff? What does a puff look like?
Well, okay, a Barbie is
the fat meat part at the top?
It's just how your vagina is shaped on the outside. Yeah, that's what it's talking about.
I need this map because I need to find out what shape.
We're going to send it to you.
I'm going to be in the mirror trying to see.
Yeah, actually a woman can be shaped. Her outer parts of her vagina can be the shape of a horseshoe.
Okay, so back to the 4 inches. So we only taking in 4 inches? That's all we get?
No. You're definitely taking in more than that.
Somebody playing tricks on my mind.
No, it doesn't have anything to do with the penis. It's just the shape of the vagina from the rooter to the tutor. It's 4 inches.
Okay.
On the inside, the circular.
Is this part of this love language too?
Yeah, we got to educate. We got to educate
this
ourselves.
Isn't part of the love language.
I'm gonna be tuned in every Monday. I need to know what's going on.
Well, shoot, call in. That's all I got to say. You already a guest.
I'm gonna be asking some questions now. What's love language number 5?
Oh well, I think we're still in 3. Okay, then it was the gifts.
Mm-hmm, it was gifts.
So like people.
Flowers.
Yes, flowers, candy.
Jewelry, candy.
Do you like that? Do you think, some people, I guess it's more about
the gesture.
Yeah, or what you were raised, So you think some women think a man loves them if he hits her. Some think a man loves her if he showers her with gifts.
The expectancy.
Right. And so the love languages teach you a little bit about yourself and why we do what we do, whether it's us staying in a relationship or being happy.
So if I want you to bring me some gifts, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. But,
okay, that's
but is that part of your personality? So that's all. Oh. It's like I am the type of person, if we're having an argument, don't bring me a gift after. Like, just don't.
Yeah. I'm with you on that, girlfriend. I can't. You want a sorry gift?
No. Do you do the sorry gift? I don't.
Well, I have this mentality that downstairs don't have anything to do with upstairs. So if you have a problem with upstairs, then you need to solve it, because I'm just that type of person. I am not a person who hold grudges or anything like that. So if as a matter of fact, let me take it there. I actually had a relationship. Check it out. I was in a relationship where my boyfriend thought something was wrong with me because he couldn't understand me having sex with him after an argument and still be pissed off.
Yeah, that don't have nothing to do. Girl,
and my point is, and this is what I told him, downstairs have nothing to do with upstairs.
Can I get an amen?
Because I relate that the same way as people who go and drink alcohol, but or have drugs. When you come down off the high, the problem is still there. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to get my groove on just like you're going to get your groove on. Because sometimes, I would say the majority of men misuse that to think because they lay it down, everything is going to be all right.
Yes.
And I'm not one of those type of women.
Well, see, that's I really think that women are the coldest. I'm going to say this out loud, and I play devil's advocate.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because we can really do some really terrible things sometimes, and because
we're the most dangerous.
We are so calculating. Mm-hmm. In how we move sometimes, mm-hmm. It's always chess, not checkers. So yeah, we can do that, and sometimes that's not right, though.
No, I don't think that no one should use their body as a tool to manipulate or control someone.
Right.
And that's the point. Like, women are good at that. They get mad at the men and they don't want to.
We play possum.
You don't want to give them none. Why? They don't have anything to do with the situation.
Yeah, I just kind of have to tend to move with my body.
Are they married?
Now, as far as I'm just keeping it real. Sometimes that we do that to power play. It's control. It's power playing. I'm going to keep it real. I know ladies are not going to like what I'm saying, but I'm just keeping it real. Yeah. And so, therefore, I don't think we should do that.
Right.
Because a whole lot of other things, she said, right. A whole lot of other things, no, because a whole lot of other things go into the play. And guess what? It's a waste of time. Really, it is a waste of time to go and try to hold those grudges, use this or not love him, to hold it as a grudge. And you've wasted time in between, whether it's about your finances, whether it's about...
Well, the only reason that he's not going to get no more is if we about to break up. Like,
I
if
got
we about
you
to
on
break
that.
up, forget.
Oh, no.
But if we about to, I'm with you on that. Let me go I might feel a little bit better.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely get that. But in the sense of, power play, you're right. It's not okay for women to do that. And it's not okay for men to do that either.
Right. I agree. Because, hey.
You trying to hold out. You trying to hold out.
Right, because you got guys that do that now. Don't want to give you none.
Well, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? That's what I always tell people.
I want to be happily right.
Okay, for those who want to be happily right, check it out. Call in 323, okay, 293-3375. This is Between the Sheets, and we are in between the sheets. And we're not holding anything back. And you're hearing it. You're hearing how women think, just as well as men call in. Yeah. Don't be intimidated or scared. We're not gonna bite you off.
Right.
Trust me, I love you. So I'm just saying, just call on in and let's work this out. Let's work this out.
Smooth out the sheet.
Do you hold? Check it out. I'm asking the guys now. Okay. Do you hold your penis as a weapon to get back at your woman?
Do you hold out?
That's right. Do you do that?
So upset.
Or do you hold it?
That's the question.
I would be upset with my partner. It's just,
I'd be hot.
I couldn't. Like,
I'd be like, wait, hold up.
Don't deny me.
Right.
Yeah. I get to quoting scripture and everything.
The Bible says you are not to withhold the D. Do not withhold the D.
I love it. Yeah, it definitely, guys, I'm letting you know, it works both ways. I'm not telling you to go home tonight and say, I'm not giving you none, especially when she's, walking around in the negligee or
naked.
Giving you, right, all these little hugs and kisses and stuff, and all of a sudden, because you mad, you're going to be like, put me in the cat house.
Because I'm going to tell you, see, grown women.
Thank you.
They get it right there. You be right there, laying right there, trying to act like that. When you hear my voice, don't try to touch me. Go back to sleep because I finished.
This is Keisha Cali, y'all. As a matter of fact, this is our guest on our show. Keisha, where can they find you? Where can they find you?
Man. You can find me on all social media platforms at Keisha Cali. You can listen to me live every Wednesday night. That's right. Me and my co-host, Tony Montana. We are live on acceleratorradio.net at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are live from 6 to 8. We support a lot of independent artists, entrepreneurs, authors. I mean, anyone that's about supporting themselves, we support you. Look us up. Once again, I'm Keisha Cali. You can find me, Keisha Cali, on everything.
You can tell, her show is called Kickback. She's definitely Kickback. She's definitely Kickback. But I'm happy that you're on. I'm happy that you're on the show, and
thank you for coming.
and bringing in a couple of other opinions into what's happening as far as relationship.
And I appreciate you, ladies, for inviting me. This is awesome, and I wish you much love, much respect. Silky, you're always an icon in my eye.
Oh wow!
And the platform that you provided for so many women, young women, old women, just women in our day and in our time, and still steadily being an advocate for women and our culture and what we do and how we're represented. I admire you and I follow you. I support you.
Here.
Yes,
here,
and I got you.
This is beautiful.
She's going to have me tear up over here.
It's all fun. I love what I do, but I'm serious about it. Right. This is my heart. I'm a teacher first. I teach pre-kindergarten, and this is my second love, and I do it with everything in me, and meeting women like yourself, partnering up with Silky D. I can only imagine the flowers that will blossom from this point. So much love and congratulations to you both.
Yeah, thank you. It took a while. And you still teaching. This is what we're doing. We're teaching.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're keeping it real, though. We're not going to play around with it. We're not going to play around with it. And, there's a lot of people, oh, my God. Get over yourself, basically, because this is real life.
Come on. You don't necessarily have to be a homosexual to be in a closet. You know, you can be in a closet with so many other spirits, so many other things, so many other even demons, you know, and it's not even always bad. It's something that you may think is bad because someone else's perception of it.
Correct.
But, you know, we have to live in our truth.
That's right.
Be confident in who we are and know that God has blessed us to be alive and we all have purpose.
Yes.
And whatever that is, we have to define it.
Yes.
Get in it.
Because this is just a shell. Someone told me the other day, we're all skeletons.
Yes. We all bones.
So when you remove all of this off, we're all skeletons.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what color you are, what your sex, what you like, or what you love, as long as it's not. Or what you weigh, as long as you're not harming anyone.
Respect yourself. And
respect yourself at all time, and have integrity when you walk. So, what's the fourth language? Love language.
I don't really remember. I can make something up.
Well, just make it sound good. You got your little cheap voice on.
I'm going to make it.
Well, you said after gifts. After gifts, what's the other love language?
And
oh, look, she got her phone sex operator voice on.
No, I don't.
Well, you know, I said me and Fireblaze do have the sexiest voice.
She does.
She has a very sexy voice.
This is just my voice. This is my voice. You know, hi everybody. This is your girl Fireblaze Lake. That's the sexy, but this is just regular.
I'm not playing with her because I'm my old raspy and sound like a man sometimes. If
let's
come too early.
Love language.
Because after gifts, I would think that the love language would be
passion.
Yes.
We're going to make it. We're going to make it passion. Yes. I love that.
Because that's what gets you through having an argument. See, I like to have.
No, we did touch.
No. Because you could be affectionate and cuddle.
Yeah, but compassion is
but passion, having that passion, that is that. Now. Look, let me tell you what passion means to me.
Okay, what does it mean?
That means you have no desire for no one else but that person. And that person can piss you off and you guys could be mad at each other, but boy, they just turn you to heaven.
That's more like obsession.
That's not obsession.
That's not passion. Passion is like fire. That's like
okay, who do you guys agree?
Kiss and
I'm going to ask the audience.
Passionate kiss.
I'm going to ask the audience.
Oh, God.
What is passion to you?
Passion.
What did you say passion was?
I said, I think passion is the fire. That's
what I'm talking about.
The 10th power.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That's not obsession.
You just want to touch.
Do you think passion is an obsession?
No.
Give us a call.
No.
Give us a call. Because I think
it is. In terms of wanting someone just to have sex with them? Is that what you said?
No. Tell me what your passion is.
Trying to find
she's trying to get.
I want to know right here on MorrisMediaLive.com.
Okay, wait.
I'm putting the number back up again so they can call in.
Okay.
323-293-3375. And you know what? I want some of the older generation to give us a call and tell us what passion is in a relationship.
Well,
yeah, I want them to call us up. 323-293-3375.
Can you have a passionless relationship?
A passion list?
I can't.
Less?
Yeah, passion.
Oh, well, then that, to me, I'm going to tell you, you're going to be... No, you know what?
No, I'm just asking. I don't know.
You can, but I don't think that the relationship will last long. Or you have given up and decide to accept what you have and call it a day because you don't think like what exactly, or you don't think you're worthy of that type of relationship. Now, if you disagree with me,
I do.
Give us a call. And the only reason why I say this is because I love talking with older people who's been together for years.
I got it. Okay. I have all the 5 languages.
Nice. And out of that, they can openly say how they've been through their ups and downs,
right.
even with outside marriage, maybe outside children, the whole bit. But they chose that commitment to be together. Not only do they have the commitment, they have the passion,
right,
and the best, friendship. So even though you might find them arguing and stuff, like you feel like, oh, why are they together? But they really love each other, and that's where, to me, I think passion comes in, because of the fact that that's the man. When I told you about my grandparents and my grandfather bent down and kissed her forehead, and when he walked away out the door, she rolled over to the window, talking about, And the way she said that, I was like, damn, you could feel it. You feel it. You feel the passion in that couple. And, from that, I always wanted that in my relationship.
Nice.
I always wanted that in my relationship, because I think that's where you can work out things with each other. Work out the kinks in this and stuff, and have forgiveness and still love that person and still want that person the whole bit. Now, it can get confused with maybe obsession. It can be, depending on how that relationship is, of alienating someone from someone, because you can have controlling. You can have passion and still allow for people to be them and love other people, meaning be able to have friendships with people and the whole bit. And you show that passion right there in front of them too,
right? And
you don't care, because that's your mate. And everybody knows about it. My wife is fine, or my man is fine, and you guys might be on, because somebody might say, oh, y'all go get a room. You feel me?
But see, I like when people admire somebody I'm with.
I do.
Right. Like that kind of, you might get a little bit of extra tonight.
That's right.
Just for turning somebody else on.
That's the passion. And that's the passion.
That's
the passion.
It's in all relationships, situationships, friendships, you have to understand the definition of compromise. Not taking away, not changing, but compromise. And when you understand how to compromise in anything,
and you balance. You're balancing, because you might be a taker. The other person might be a giving. That's what I'm thinking about extraordinaire. She's such a giver that she's dealing with takers. And she has to deal with someone who's balanced. That's a taker and a giver. I'm taking from you, but also I will give as well. So that's where the compromising coming in. And it's a part of learning and stuff. And it's up
some
to
of
her
that creates an imbalance, because she's such a giver.
Than the other.
She feels that, okay, you can be a taker, but because I don't mind giving it to you, it's not a problem.
But I want it back.
Right.
So I feel used now.
Love language
I feel used.
Okay, so let's go back here to the love language. So then within her love language, she might need affirmations. She might need that person to say, I appreciate what you do for me.
Right.
And just simply that.
Yeah.
Validate.
To say, hey, you treated us out to dinner, or, whatever.
Yeah, well, it goes back to
just
standards.
Any little thing,
Once I hear the standards, or I have standards, okay, that's a flag to me. Because...
But still in self.
Acts of service. Devotion. That's I like that word. When you're devoted to someone and you do things for them. So she is a giver, so she probably does a lot of acts of service. And that's how she shows you that she loves you. So then she wants that appreciation back. And I think that once we learn our love language, because mine is quality time. I remember that when I took the test.
I was going to say about quality
time. Yeah. Quality time is the other one. And physical touch.
Because you got to have that.
So we have receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service or devotion, and physical touch. And those are the love languages. And one or two will be dominant when you take the test.
Well,
I got all 5 of them.
Well, one, quality time does not mean 24/7, 7 days a week.
No, it doesn't.
Right, no.
No, let's make that clear.
That's all the time.
Yeah, I'm just, no, quality
But that 30
time
minutes
is,
could feel
you
like
make time out
forever.
for each other. I mean, in this day and time, it takes two to make it. So, your schedule can be super busy. Mm-hmm. People become workaholics now, and they don't have time for their relationship. And that's one of the reasons why you can lose a relationship, because you don't have
But
enough
these
time.
30 minutes going to make you remember me for the rest of your life.
30 minutes.
And then, what was the other one? So I can talk about that. You said acts of service. Okay, so let me tell you the bad part about it. There's people who give acts of service because they're doing it just to get gratification. They feel they have to get gratification.
Okay, is acts of
from
service
that.
you talking about giving head?
No.
Oh.
I'm quite sure the guys say yes.
Devotion.
All right.
No, I do this for you.
Signing up for kind acts
So
of service.
I say this, it's like this. I done bought you this phone. And
What you going to give me?
right. And you see, you have to have the mindset, when you give from the heart, don't give to get something back.
Right.
That's another form of manipulation and
It
control.
is. It definitely is.
Okay, are you expecting, because somebody didn't, I sneeze, and because you didn't say bless you, I'm getting upset because you didn't say bless you.
Right.
You have people like that. They gotta have something back because they did something for you. How come I can't just, because you're so nice and sweet, give this to you and should not expect
Why you just
anything
can't
back?
give me fellatio and expect fellatio back?
Because that's their love language, though.
Right.
So once a person knows theirs,
I got you.
right? You
I got you.
You have to respect their
We got
love
caller?
language, right?
Oh, no, you know what? This show is, we're going to have to continue this another time. Hey, we have so much time. We just got a little bit over. So I'm just letting you know we're here on Monday nights. He's like, wrap it up. Wrap it up. That's our engineer right there saying, hey, let's go. Again, you guys got a touch of this show. Phyre Lane and myself, Silky D. We are welcoming guests on here also for advertising. You want us to advertise. But right here on Morris Media Studios, go on morrismedialive.com. You can definitely check out our show if you missed it. The other thing is hey, just check out Morris Media Studios. I mean, Porter's got it going on here, and the doors is open. If you got some type of show or whatever that you want to do, come in and talk to her, because what we do is support Black businesses and support it in our community.
Yes,
you feel what I'm saying? So we want to, again, we're blessed to have Miss Keisha Cali on the show. Again, Keisha, tell them where you are so we can get off this line.
Right. You can find me every Wednesday on acceleratedradio.net from 6 to 8 p.m. That's Pacific Standard Time. You can find me on all social media platforms at Keisha Cali, and we also are live on Facebook from 6 to 8 on Wednesdays.
I'm Silky D.
And I'm Fireblaze Lane.
And this is Between the Sheets, Monday night from 7 to 8. See you next week. And don't forget to love someone.
I love on someone.
That's right.
I love in someone.